5 points to the leader. 5 points to the leader. 5 to the leader. Brando is miles ahead on the lap right now, so it's going to be rider number 6 getting the 5 points and likely on his way to have 15 as the total. Now with 15 points, your leader off the front with the closest points total to winning the race. But now he's going to get down to that point where he may have to back off of his effort depending on how the next number looks. $10 points to the leader. 10 points to the leader. 10 points to the leader. Time for Brando to slow up on his effort. Big sprint here for the points on the lap, as it'll be 2 up. Oh, Matty Hers, number 15. Looks like he will pick up the points that time. Matty Hers, Henry Kaiser, and Dave Richter all sitting at 10 right now. Well, would be currently good for second place if this ends up being a points race. Only 2 points to the leader. It's 2 points to the leader. Who's going to go for 2 points? 2 points to the leader. It's Brendan Russell, number 6, who has the most number of points. He's got 15. 2 is a tricky one. Might be a bit of an anti-sprint. Maybe somebody who has been unable to get anything else, just to give him a little bit of insurance policy. Say, you know what? If it ends in a points race, I should get some points somewhere. This is a great chance to go do that. That's exactly what it looks like Mike Dahlin's going to do for Center Cycles. He'll pick up on the 2, number 31. Seven to the leader, Mike. 7 to the leader. 7 to the leader. Dahlin in his position now to go ahead and why not pick up the points as he's working his way towards 21. If he gets this, he'll sit at 9. That's 7 points to the leader as Dahlin's well ahead of the field still and likely to be the one to pick this one up. Dahlin for 7 more, puts him at a point still of 9. 14 laps completed already in this blackjack. Again, when you got more riders out there, it's even more difficult for one rider to hoard the action and get them their way up to the 21 points they need. We got another 10 to the leader. It's 10 to the leader. 10. 10 to the leader. Dahlin's still in the right spot for points. The field, though, probably in a better spot. They're starting to close in on him. There's going to be a lot of riders in the field that would love for 10. And if Dahlin were to pick up the 10 now, it would leave him stuck wanting a 2 really badly. He's still holding for it as Dahlin's carrying the momentum. He'll pick it up. 10 more for Dahlin. I think it's going to put him at 19. Currently your leader in the race. Has, again, that tough job of trying to find a 2 to come out of the deck. Or a couple aces. That would work too. Get a couple of those single digits in there. We got an ace to the leader, riders. An ace to the leader. Ace. Ace to the leader. Ace to the leader. 11 or 1, depending on how it plays out for the rider. So this is a valuable one for sure. Good sprint engaged for the whole front of the field. Is now heading down the back straight as Chris Wilson leads it out. Here comes the rest of the riders on his team. As look out for the riders with 10. This could be their lap to finish. Richter's got the 10 already in his back pocket. This could be turned into 11, and it would be his victory. But instead, Carlberg will carry forward and get it. The race continues. Number 1 plays the spoiler. Yeah. You ain't done yet. Richter had that one in his, he was totally locked in on that one. Let's just put it that way. And Carlberg said, you know what? I can go get this. Oh my gosh. Go figure. Go figure. Hey, Richter, it's a joker. It's a joker. 1 to go. Nothing matters. Go race. I love this race. Down the back straight, it will be Richter, who is already sitting in front of the field going, man, I'm going to get that Carlberg somehow. And then the Joker's pull. David Richter coming around the corner will be the winner of the one-lap scratch, because you know what? That's just how it works in this crazy race. Richter for the one-lap race. Second place going to Kenny Williams, and third to Chris Wilson. That's a cruel and interesting race. Yes, I said cruel. All right, let's get our last group out here. Cat 3 men to the rail. Cat 3 men to the rail. Cat 3 men about ready to start their blackjack points. Our final blackjack race tonight. The Marymoor Mile on deck. Off we go. Cat 3's competing in this blackjack points race, our last one of the night. And once again, we'll start them at turn 4. Be fun to see another 21 get dialed in on this race, as we've had these jokers spoiling. I guess it's not spoiling the fun. In its own way, it's a whole different type of fun to watch the whole thing get blown apart. Jokers drawn, the race becomes nothing but a one-lap scratch. We'll see if these riders are going to be able to get down to some rider getting 21 or not. Racing underway, the whistle signaling our first lap. Bell and a card next lap. Bell and a card next lap. Hyun Lee takes the lead on this opening effort. First lap is going to be a face card. We've got 10 points to the leader as Tyler Arnoldi sees face card. He's going to make a big move. Arnoldi looking to get 10 to start this race. Arnoldi clearly on his pace to pick up the first 10. It'll be our early race leader. The rest of the field still within striking distance. We'll wait to see what the next one is. Tyler already sitting up ready to join in on the field and rest for the next effort. Riders already getting to speed ahead of the bell, knowing they all want some points. I got 8 for the leader this time. 8 points to the leader. 8 points to the leader. 328 is Ben Flom, the rider for Fell Swoop in the black and orange, coming down into the sprinter's lane to lead this thing out. Snowblin in the white and black, kind of back behind him to the right. The move coming from Moore from the middle of the field, though, is now, well, looks like the sprint fully engaged down the back straight. Brendan Coffer for the 8 points. Your second rider to pick up points, currently sitting in second in the race. Tyler Arnoldi, the winner of the first sprint with 10. Your leader, we just saw a moment ago, Confer hit the line in the front for 8 points, sitting in second overall. We got another face card to lead the lap. 10 points to the leader. Wade Schultz, wearing the colors of the Liquid Velvet team in black and green, is sitting at the front as the group is being brought up to speed under the encouragement of the bell. Two riders in the sprint. It looks like Confer at the lead of this thing as he hits turn 4. He will be in the sprinter's lane at the front with Joe Spranger trying to challenge. Joe will be the rider to pick it up, number 333. Two riders with 10, both Arnoldi and Spranger. Tied at the front on the march to 21. Confer's got 8, good currently for second place. Lots of riders without points. One of them at the front here, Austin Hildreth. You're going to be looking for 5 next lap. 5 points next lap. 5. Hildreth at the lead of the race as the bell's ringing. The 5 riders behind him, behind the rider in blue, they're all starting to catch onto his wheel. The sprint for 5 points. This looks to be Wade Schultz making the move to slide in for the 5. His move will carry it. Number 354 finds his first points of the race. Two leaders on the track right now again, Arnoldi and Spranger both with 10 points. That's number 351 in the black. Believe we are getting a bell for 2 points now. Just 2 points to the leader. Snowblin's not happy with that one. 2 points to the leader. Peter Snowblin off the front, hoping for a bigger number than that. He's currently at 0, so this will still be something for his effort, but he was hoping for something a little bit more helpful. And that will be Snowblin for 2. He's in a position to maybe challenge for more in 2 laps. Ben Flom starting to also accelerate a bit. The group behind him of 4, not yet on their pace. Brendan Confer starting to feel like maybe he needs to go as well. One of your riders with points is in the back chasing group. So we have a group of 4 riders in turn 3. They're off the back in pursuit on the rest of the riders. Pretty close to their back end now is going to be Peter Snowblin, the rider in white and black, just now coming onto the home straight. He's our leader, seeing the cards of 3. 3 points on the lead of the lap. Where'd all the 10s go? Snowblin wants a recount. Snowblin near the back end of that chase group again, but mostly he's concerned with the number of points he's getting this lap still not being ideal. Snowblin for 3, bring him up to 5. He says, can we get a reshuffle? What's wrong with this thing? Ben Flom and the rest of the riders in the field just now finishing or going across the finish line. They're now under turn 1 and on their way to try to hold on to where Snowblin's at. Six points this time. It just keeps working its way up. 6 for Snowblin this time if he can stay in front. The field is still about the same distance they've been for a while. They're letting him kind of dangle out here. Perhaps thinking, well, let's let him get as many points as he wants, and then if he gets the right number to win, maybe we can go catch him then. Might be the thought process. Snowblin, though, on his way to get 6, should put him at 11, which is actually a great number to be at. So we'll see if that plays well for Peter in a couple laps. The field's starting to accelerate a little bit behind him now, though, as they're making some big gains on him. Snowblin for 6, make it 11 points for the rider in white and black. This race has been pretty grueling as the pace has been unending. This may not be what our previous leader in the race wanted, but we'll see. Spranger out there with 10 still. Confer with 8 still in the race as well. A couple riders dropping the action. It's just been a grueling race. 8 points to the leader. 8 points to the leader. And the wave has started in the beverage garden. We must have already blown a keg. 4 riders together under the Greg Cycle sign is the front of the race. A couple riders out here still trying to hold on to the quick pace of this lead group. Spranger making a move on the back straight on his way to try to get 8. That would bring him to 18 if he can get there. Wade Schultz, he would put himself at a 13 points total. It'll be Schultz on the outside running at it for 8. It just keeps happening. I blame the riders. It's a joker. It's a one-lap race. 1 to go. 1 to go. In the one-lap scratch, it's going to be Wade Schultz leading it out. Joe Spranger trying to hold on to his speed. It will likely be Schultz taking the race in his current position. Schultz, Spranger, and Snowblin, your top 3. We will call riders to the rail here in just a moment for the Marymoor Mile. Riders that are competing in the Marymoor Mile, just stand by for just a moment. There is an attempt here to break a record is what's going to happen in front of you. We're going to race a mile on the track as fast as we can. 1 minute, 52 seconds, 0.99 to be specific. 1:52.99 is the record. $100 if someone can break it tonight. It's going to be, again, a quick little transition here as we get set for this. This is going to be a race against the clock, essentially. Riders are going to be timed in their attempt to complete 1 mile on the track. All right, my understanding is we are starting from the rail. So riders, you'll get your information here and then we'll get you started from the position on the rail. Last call, Marymoor mile. I think that would be all of our riders. No one else is making a hustle over here. Off we go for this record attempt against the Marymoor mile. Fast time of 1:52.99.
Get his wheel!
This record can be, to a degree, it's kind of collaborative in a way. If you can get together, the ride at the front is the one that it is going to be attributed to, but if you can be together, that does assist. It's going to be Carl Pratis at the front of the field right now trying to get this Marymoor mile cruising at top speed. Christian Miller on the wheel with him, and Henry Kaiser have also joined in. So 3 riders looking pretty fast. Looks like they may have been working collaboratively. So indeed, Pratis does an effort and then abandons, maybe trying to set up a very fast time for the 2 riders behind him. There's a bit of a gap for the riders after that. So as Christian Miller abandons, it's Kaiser.
Henry, keep going!
2 to go.
Keep going!
Carlberg, number 1, trying to get up there. Oh, Kaiser's going to pull up, though. And so will Carlberg. Okay, he'll get back on the wheel, so we still have 2 riders in this trying to chase the time. Mike Robson now in the lead of the lap. They're going to get the bell here at this point. 1 to go, 1 to go. Here they come, trying to chase down 159. And there it is. Number 1 will come across the line in front. Not quite there. The time they're looking for is 1:52.99. 1:54.11 was the time, so about a second off the time. A little more than a second. That was a good effort nonetheless, and fun to host. All right, coming up next, we have the scratch races, and it looks like the track is safe and ready for the Cat 4 men to come on out. Scratch racing to the rail. Cat 4 men, come on down. We now go into what is the most straightforward portion of our race program tonight. We've just got scratch races. So posted distance riders go out for the number of laps posted. At the end, there will be a bell at 1 to go, and then riders are sprinting for the finish. This is going to be a 15-lap scratch for the Cat 4 men. On deck, the women for their scratch race. Racing underway. 15 to go for the Cat 4 men. And what is now officially my favorite field tonight because they had an awesome blackjack race. Entirely by their design, too. Feel that moderate tempo at the early stages of the race. Riders will take their turns and keep things rolling. A little bit of aggression actually coming out from the field in the first couple laps. You can see riders competing for the front at 14 to go. 4:35 Thomas Park on the lead of the lap. This is a good group to talk a little bit about what a success this season has been in some other dimensions besides just having racing. We've had a really successful year of classes and opportunities for riders to learn the sport out here at the Velodrome, which has been one of the reasons that this field has been so dynamic and been changing a lot this season as new riders have come and joined us and then gotten their upgrade points. And it's been a really, really successful summer of getting riders out here at the track and on a bike. And I think the numbers, last I heard, we had some 50-plus juniors signing up for our camps. We had over 200 adults coming out for the adult classes and opportunities to ride and try a track bike. So between that, at least 250 new members in our community that have been welcomed in and allowed to kind of race and become part of the community. So we're really looking forward to what that'll look like in 2022. Big thanks to our volunteers and the folks at the board and everybody who's come out to help with coaching and supporting our new riders, including the Monday night racing team that comes out and helps the new riders, the beginners, get some feedback as they learn the ropes out here at the Velodrome. It's been a great season, again, for new riders to join us. If you're interested in those sort of programs next summer, we will indeed have them again. There's adult classes offered usually Saturdays and or Sundays throughout the summer months for 4 hours. Those classes will open back up again next year. So make sure you give us a follow on our socials at JB Velodrome so you're kept up to date when those calendars and those signups are released. You can also make sure to bookmark the website velodrome.org. You can sign up for the newsletter in case you still want to receive what now seems vintage, an email with information in it. And of course, you can always check in on the YouTube to watch racing and make sure that you are kept up to date when we are streaming live next year. So hit that subscription and hit the bell so that you know when our first preseason races pop back up in the late spring. 10 to go. A lot of rotation going on in the field. Nobody trying to break away just yet, but there has, again, been some moderate aggression in this group of riders. They know each other pretty well. Park has been very active this evening, number 435, back on the front again. Speaking of another success this season, the partnership with the relatively young organization, the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team, partnering with the Velodrome and has grown to over 50 members, and you see some competitors out here for that group as Jacob Luna was one of the juniors on the wheel of Thomas. He's still there, making sure he stays right with the lead of this race. More information about the Jerry Baker Jr. team can be found at jerrybakerjuniors.org. Or they're also linked directly on our homepage, again, velodrome.org. More signups, information, and registration for that team available later on. The race staying mostly together. Good quick tempo now as we hit sort of the middle stage of the race. Luna on the lead of the lap. He's going to continue to drive this thing as he hits turn 3. He will pull up a little bit late and see who else wants to keep on this very quick tempo he's established. 7 to go. That was Mike Davis in the Dyna Racing Black and Pink. That was at the lead for a moment. At 6 to go. Number 459, Wilson Turk at the lead of the lap. Scott Fowler now to take the lead position. Seems like we've settled into a little bit more of a friendly tempo in this part of the race. So riders coming to the front are just maintaining instead of trying to apply some sort of pressure to the group. In fact, you can even see as they now ride in 2 lines instead of a long single file, this is indicating to us that they are in a little bit more of a rest mode. As the acceleration picking back up onto the home straight at 5 to go. It's again on the wheel of Jacob Luna, number 416. Wanting to keep this race difficult, not let it be an easy ride for anybody that's registered to race this evening. Stick around, we've got scratch races for the rest of our categories, and then after another novelty race, the Marymoor Crawl, we'll be going into an elimination, and we're kind of, our spin on it tonight is it'll be the last rider standing in 2021. We eliminate all the way down to 1 and see who our elimination champ is at the end of the season. It should be a fun way to close this race night out. We'll, there's another little totally ridiculous race after that, so you don't want to miss that either. Sorry, I said ridiculous. I meant incredibly serious on the finest hardware we have. Coming down to the end of this, so the field has mostly stayed together. Again, we had a few that weren't able to hold on to the pace kind of early, and then several attacks, lots of effort being spent, slowing back down a bit for the last few laps, setting up for what will be a bunch sprint after 2 more laps and a bell. Seeing 3 to go. Women, you're up soon. And the field's now really starting to pick up on their pace as it's Kevin Hodges starting to accelerate things. The winner of the blackjack coming to the front. He's got luck on his side. Number 474, 2 to go. It's still Hodges on the lead, just trying to drag this thing out for about 800 meters and see if he can win it. Hitting the home straight, he's still on the lead of lap, and there's our bell. It's 1 to go. 1 to go. Gilchrist, number 499, is also positioned. Look for the middle of the field to start accelerating as they've been waiting for their opportunity to come to the front. Hodges still on the lead of this one, but again, the middle of the field is where you're going to want to keep your eyes as the shifting begins to happen. The move down into the back straight. The acceleration's coming. James Campbell Harris, it's Top Gun, hitting his top speed. He might be able to find this one. Here comes Fowler, also in the counterpunch. You will. Fowler making a run at it. It's going to be James Campbell Harris. James Campbell Harris will take it. Will Fowler, second across the line. Merrick Gallagher, your third rider. 2 juniors looking in good form at the end of that big sprint. But it'll be James Campbell Harris, the rider in white and black. We'll take that one. I believe the track is ready for our women to come to the rail. Women riders to the rail for the scratch. Women competitors to the rail. Our 20-lap scratch in the neutral. We'll start on turn 4 with the sound of the whistle from our officials team. And there's our whistle, racing underway. Women seeing 20 laps to go. Looks like Christina's going to try to make an effort here on what is a really early lap. Try to make things either difficult for the field to catch back onto her solo break, or maybe just set up what will be a long and difficult victory. But Value One is now on the attack as the rest of the field leaving quite a bit of running room. She'll be seeing 18 to go on the early break. Annette Williams on the lead of the field. Number 102 is currently the rider in pursuit. She'll hand off to Heather Nielsen. $17 to go. Your leader's still out the front here, so basically almost at the beginning of this race, within about 230 meters of this thing starting. She started to get herself ready to go on this move. Trying to establish a position well ahead of the rest of the field. The move coming out of the group, though, is going to be Wheeler accelerating down the back straight and bringing with her Becca Book and starting to split this race up a bit. She knows that she's got a rider on her wheel, so she thinks about disengaging. She'll carry on with her current effort as she moves her way up towards the front position of this race. 16 to go. Christina, still the lead rider, about to become a group of what will be 3, possibly more. Wheeler, though, we saw when she first started coming back out to the track in here in 2021, she is a powerhouse and may just be going on her solo break now herself with Becca Book in tow. Indeed, it will be Becca catching on the wheel, and the two of them now form a combined front of the race. So Wheeler will yield the fact that she's got a partner in crime. Number 104 working with number something. I can't read the inside number. 132. I got it now. 22. All right. Very good. Book and Wheeler still on the effort together. Williams trying to keep them close. Number 102, she's looking for assistance over her left shoulder, saying, let's make this close, riders. We can't let this get away. And it's looking like it's going to be one heck of a hill to climb, as already Wheeler and Book are settling into a difficult and rigorous tempo for the rest of these competitors to try to stay with. Heather Nielsen, number 111, the rider in red, is the closest to catching on to those lead two riders. You see the leaders on the back straight. Again, with Wheeler and Book, the rider in green is Jen Wheeler. Becca Book in orange. Becca Book racing for that Shadow Elite Racing team. Will be partnering up temporarily with the rider in the dark green as they continue to benefit from each other's presence and make this a race of 2 instead of a race of 6. It's 11 to go. 11 to go. Ten to go. The relative landscape of the race has been fairly stagnant over the last couple of laps, with these two on a very consistent effort between the two of them. The overall average speed of the two has been, again, consistent for the majority of this race, and now this chasing field has made small but still noticeable gains each lap. But as soon as they get that little bit of gain back, it does seem like they sort of want to sit back off and rest again, and that's where that gap opens up. So they keep it close, but they have not yet managed to bring the lead two back in over the course of the past 10 laps of racing. 7 to go. Wheeler's starting to feel the pressure as she's been working together with Book, but she knows the pace of the field is starting to catch. So she says, well, I think I still got the leg, so off we go. Six to go, Wheeler, 6 to go. Five to go. 5 to go. With 4 to go, we're chasing field of 5. Has lost some ground to Wheeler, but they've managed to keep it still on the same lap for this entire race. Wheeler broke away a couple laps ago on a solo move and is likely going to be just working her way towards this victory. The field has to be planning for the contingency now of racing for second place, as Wheeler looks again uncatchable here tonight with 3 to go. Here we go, folks. 2 to go. Wheeler, impressive as always. 2 to go. Here it is. It's 1 to go. 1 to go. And the bell's ringing for the field. Our sprint for second place. Christine at the lead of it, number 220. Becca Book on her wheel. Annette Williams following Becca currently. Going down the back straight, we're going to keep our eyes on this group as the sprint for second. A little bit more contended than the sprint for first. Wheeler coming up for her finish. Congratulations to her on this great race. Coming out of the corner, it's Annette Williams trying to come up to the front now. The rider in the blue with the white helmet making a run for second. Kelly Please trying to hold on to it as well. It'll be Williams, Please, and Book going 2, 3, and 4 across the line. And the track is clear. Let's bring up our next group. Cat 1-2 men for their 30-lap scratch to the rail, please. 30 laps on the cards. We'll get them started after the neutral as long as they're all together. If we had some non-starters in this group, we would appreciate those to be reported quickly to the officials. So riders that didn't start in the race, just a quick check-in would be helpful for DNSs. Thank you. Racing's underway. 30 to go. Off we go for this long scratch race, and we're well up to tempo now. 29 laps remaining as Kaiser was at the front for a moment. Mike Darlene now to be on the lead of the lap, the rider for the Center Cycles team. I think he might have been perhaps the most unfortunate story of the Cat 1-2's Blackjack. He had 19 points, was in first place. Turned into a joker, was last across the line. Benefited the least from that unfortunate change. That was a rough race. Carl Hofer's number 32, the rider in red who pulls up out of the way. Leigh Thurgood, the rider that was temporarily in the front, moving his way back towards the middle of the group. And now Mike Robson on the lead. 26 to go. Twenty-four to go. That's Brendan Russell, number 6 in the front. His teammate right behind him, Chris Wilson. Some of the riders I might be watching in this longer distance race to do some damage. .23 to go. That's Kenny Williams on the front, number 2. They saw 21 to go. The crew is moving very efficiently together in this long single file formation. So plenty of tempo coming out from the field as they take their turns at the front. Leigh Thurgood again working his way up to there as now Kaiser will take the lead of the lap. Several laps of consistent pace from the field. The result has just been, again, the riders are going through this hard effort in the middle of the race, but nobody's really going off front or back for quite a while now. We're about to be halfway through this 30-lap scratch. We might be getting into a point where some of the riders that want to dial in a different type of attack might be looking for a window to do something. Again, I mentioned a couple riders earlier that I would keep my eyes on for maybe wanting to go for a little bit longer distance effort and challenge the field. $14 to go. $12 to go. 12 to go. Richter on the front. We have lost another couple riders over the past couple of laps, but again, relatively overall, the race looks similar. Just a slightly smaller field at this stage in the race. 9 to go, and now we've got our first concerted effort, it looks like, as Butler and Carl Hofer, the two riders off the front, working together to establish what will be the first break off of this field for some, I don't know, 20 laps. Butler on the lead, that's number 24. With him, number 32, Carl Hofer. Instigating the rest of the field to have to do something here. If you can't hold on to this attack, this may again shrink this field, as we're going to lose a few potentially as a result of this quick acceleration from the riders off the front. Seven to go. Chris Wilson catches, number 39, along with Kenny Williams, number 2, and the rest of the field is practically there themselves. Most of the riders coming back together on the back straight. A bit of hesitation for the previous couple laps. We get things rolling back up again at 4 to go, with Brandon Russell starting to get things up to the speed that we had before that short break. There's Carl Hofer again, who was the one to get away from the field for a moment. Him and Butler were found out after about 4 or 5 laps off the front. In that effort to bring things back, a lot of effort being spent. Henry Kaiser gets a warning for moving a rider onto the blue band. That's number 44. Kaiser with an official warning for moving a rider down onto the blue band. At 2 to go, 2 riders start to position themselves well of the field. Chris Wilson, number 39, number 44, Henry. Kaiser also matching the wheel, and Chris Wilson says, I don't know. He's being a bit hesitant. It's going to depend on Kaiser to take the lead if they want to make this turn into something. And indeed, Kaiser will take it. The invitation has the opportunity to go. This will require a big effort from the field to get back on it. Chris Wilson, happy to take the kid's wheel. He sits up a little too long. He lost it for a moment. Now they're back on it. It's Wilson and Kaiser on their wheels. 1 to go. The rest of the field getting the bell. It's 1 to go. Butler in pursuit. It's still the Laser and Wilson off the front. The rider in green finds himself in the lead position. This will give Henry a perfect position to try to counter sprint. He's got a good place. He goes in and makes his move. Wilson tried to drop and it didn't work. It looks like Henry Kaiser, the Laser, coming around the corner to pick up the last scratch of 2021 for the Cat 1-2 men. And out of the bunch sprint, we've got a big move from number 6. Brandon Russell comes out of the field to pick up the 3rd place finish. And that'll do it for the Cat 1-2 men in that grueling 30-lap scratch, all wrapped up. Theoretically, we should be good to go. Yep, Cat 3 men, let's get you out here to the rail, please. Cat 3s to the rail for your scratch. And that whistle is for the Cat 3 men to start their 25-lap scratch race. 25 to go, and Arnoldi would like to make a move on the first lap, get things established quick and early. .22 to go, and our Cat 3 men are in the early goings of this scratch race. Getting warmed up here. Noticing the time, this like blackjack points plus long scratches is already pulling this race night pretty long. That's all right. We got time. We got the beverages. We got pizza ready for the riders afterwards. It'll be a good celebration. This is Brendan Kopfer on the front, number 353, and Peter Snoblin now to take the lead. Wade Schultz now moving to the front, 354, takes that front spot on this lap. 320 is Austin Hildreth, the rider in blue, now moves up to the front.
made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why. This ain't no madness. The smoke and the mirrors are memories. Now the sun's gone down like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't
14 to go. Eight riders together make up our field.
This ain't no sugar-coated love. I stay in bed. I still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off. You're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why. This ain't no madness. The smoke and the mirrors are memories. Now the sun's gone down like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love.
11 to go. That's Peter Snowbin on the front. Brennan Confer right behind him. Joe Spranger with number 333 in this group as well. Working our way down towards the finish of this scratch race for the Cat 3 men. Eight to go. 6 to go. 6 to go. Four to go. At 3 to go, Ben Flom is starting to push a little more power on the pedals, and the field's taking a moment to respond, so he's got himself a bit of a gap. Peter Snowman willing to try to jump into that bridging effort, work his way up towards the back wheel and see if he can keep him in check. The rest of the field also moving up to speed quickly as Wade Schultz and the rest of the riders in the group are trying to keep these two riders right there in front of them. At 2 to go, it's Flom still in the front. Bell next lap. And it's 1 to go for the Cat 3 men. Our final lap of the scratch race now underway. That's Ben Flum still in the front of this effort as the field's starting to barrel down on the two leaders. It looks to be Joe Spranger making some moves in the middle of the field. Wade Schultz also trying to get in the right position. And now the front of the race will go to Joe. Number 333 at the front of this thing. The juniors at the lead of the lap. Wade Schultz holding onto his wheel, though, has a good advantage. If he can find a little bit of acceleration now, it'll be Schultz taking the front. Spranger and Schultz to the line. Schultz making a good run at it. Wade for the win over Joe Spranger. And I believe Brendan Confer will be your third place finisher in that one. All right, coming up next, the Marymoor Crawl. Who's game for that? I bet that whole Cat 3 field's ready to go for that one. Marymoor Crawl competitors to turn 4. Marymoor Crawl competitors to turn 4. a good turnout. Almost ready to start this thing. All right, riders cannot cross the finish line until the bell is ringing. They do not know how long it'll be until, hey. Oh, they did. Oh. I don't know how long it's going to be. Why'd you ruin it for me? So, 3 minutes of time behind the line. They have to stay behind the line under their own power. They can also not lean on anything else around them. They can't use the rail, another rider. Certainly can't put a foot down. And we've got a couple of early exiters here. Getting a close look at the cash. Oh, who wants the cash money? Oh, Z-Dog gonna take some money home today. Getting the upfront look there. Whoa, that was close. All right, so still got plenty of riders in our last Marymoor crawl of the year. Wade, how you feeling after that? Last sprint, huh? Yeah, okay. Tongue, that's what I'd imagine you'd feel. That's Andrew Martin there in the yellow in the middle of the group. Carl Pratis in the black and blue way back there right now. He knows he's got another minute or so. Oh, the pizza offering. Just get out of my face, man. I'm focused here. Thanks to Joe back there in the yellow also hanging out with us. But Henry in the very back, hanging out as long as he can near the back of the group. Matty Hers way up in the very, very back. Z-Dog takes the cash and exits. Never a bad plan. That's how you do. Make priorities. Will Fowler way up at the front. If you can see him, number 444 is way up here, ready to go at the line. Still seeing our riders kind of in the middle of the field as Amar is holding the camera and bringing it up the middle of the group, but Will Fowler, number 444, again against the line. You've got Scott Fowler right behind him, and Carl Pratis has moved up a bit. They knew it was 3 minutes, so hopefully they all got their perfect internal timers on. Anoldi's trying to encourage the go for the big cash here. When the bell rings, the riders have one lap. First two riders across the line will get an extra cash payout at the end too, so it pays to win the crawl. That's a $20 bill. $50 bill? That's $50. Henry's like, I'm good. Up, up. Oh, all right. He goes, yeah, he's out of the race. And there's the bell. Whoa, are you kidding me? Who had the time? All right, who did it? I'm watching over there. Beverage Garden. Matty Hers had the clock. There's no other way. Who told him it was 3 minutes? Oh, man. What a crawl. Hi, Andrew. I see your clock. All right, Matty Hers. He says, yeah, all right. Pratis will come across the line second. That'll be good enough still for some cash tonight in the crawl. Nicely done, competitors. That was fun. All right, athletes, we got another set of rides for you. As fans, we got the elimination coming up. The last rider standing in 2021 to be found for each of our fields. Cat 4 men to the rail. Cat 4 men, you are invited to the rail. Riders in the elimination will be taken off the back of the field every single lap. So the last back wheel to cross the line will be called out and eliminated. They'll exit the race and will continue to eliminate all the way down until there's only one rider left. So this is going to be elimination to one, as we say. They're going to get at the point where there's 3 riders left. That's when they're going to hear a bell signaling they're on their final lap to get down to the winner of the elimination. Last rider standing in 2021 to be found here in this race for the Cat 4 men. And off we go. Next time, last wheel eliminated. Next time, last wheel eliminated. .462. .406 is Pile. .406. You're going to watch the back lineup here as we come into turn 3. That's where the action is. In fact, you can already see some of the juniors in the back having to stand up and accelerate, as they're the ones that are going to determine if they can stay in or not. They're the ones with the power to move and accelerate and come over the right side. They'll manage it this time. Who does that leave out? It might be a junior at the bottom. I think they know it. 458 is Indigo Vining. .416, Luna. Jacob Luna, .416. Merritt Gallagher on the far outside trying to stay in the race in the lap, and he's plenty fast to do so. So instead, he'll leave out .426, Fred Marshall. Might be down in the middle again. .446 is Wilson Turt. No, excuse me. Jason Fuller, my mistake. Fuller. .446, Fuller. .440 is Scott Fowler. 7 riders left in the group, so still 6 more to eliminate down to our last rider standing of the season. Kevin Hodges has been at the lead of this group for several laps, and that's certainly a position and a rider to keep your eye on. Whoa, sneaky. 454. Gallagher. I'm impressed and a little terrified at that move that Thomas Park made right down the middle. That was a heck of an acceleration down a very small space. It keeps him in another lap, and one of our juniors is found out instead. 5 more to eliminate as that rider, Thomas Park, says, I don't want nothing of that anymore. He starts moving up towards the front. Sprint coming from the back again. Ooh, it's between Turk and Gilchrist here to the line. 499, Gilchrist. 499, David Gilchrist. Now 4 across, 3 across. 459 is Wilson Turk. 459, Turk. 4 riders left. 3 more to eliminate. You've already got your top 5. That was your 5th place finisher. So you have Hodges, the rider at the front. Thomas Park at the second wheel position. Will Fowler for the Jerry Baker Juniors team starts to accelerate a bit. And you got James Campbell Harris, the winner of the scratch, all in this group. Thomas Park finds himself in a hard spot. Can he make a move? Nowhere to go. 435, Thomas Park. Yeah, somewhere in the... Will Fowler coming up towards the front. James Campbell Harris trying to hold another lap. The rider on the white and the black at the back. Getting the bell. It's 1 to go. It'll be 4-1-1. Campbell Harris finding 3rd place in this race with Will Fowler and Kevin Hodges. You saw that sprint for them back in the blackjack, how close that was. Will Fowler's happy to be on the wheel instead of leading this, as it's going to be Hodges forced to lead out the junior now. Both riders still not up to speed. He's waiting for the jump, and there's the jump. That's going to be a tough one for Fowler to come around. Hodges does a good job protecting the move. Has to close. It's a short distance to make it. Hodges at the front will hold on and take the race. Hodges, your victor for the elimination and the last rider standing in 2021 for the Cat 4 men. Women to the rail. The last woman standing to be found here soon, as the elimination will be a bit shorter for this group. Less riders, and of course the total number of laps set by the size of field, eliminating down to 1. Starting after the neutral, we'll get that process going. Cat 1, 2 men for their elimination coming up after this. First elimination, next lap. Racing underway. .224 on the outside. .224, Jane Barr. Watch the right side accelerating. Might be someone down on the low part of the track that's going to be left out of this one. 220 is Christina. Might be on the lower part of the track again. 111 Nielsen. Heather Nielsen found that time, leaving us with 4 riders, 3 to eliminate. Joe Kazanowski in the yellow, sitting next door to Jen Wheeler in the dark green. Behind them is Kelly Please and Becca Book to make our group of 4. Ooh, it's going to be close. 112, please. Kelly, please. Although it looks like the front is going to ride away from the back end of this one now, as it's going to be Becca Book having to do some big efforts to stick around for another lap. These riders coming around the corner will be seeing one to go as Joe Kazanowski gets a little bit encouraging here, try to hold on to Wheeler. She's rolling. 1 to go. It's 1 to go. Wheeler and Kazanowski down the back straight, and it looks like it's going to be Wheeler's race to close down as she is, again, launched a slightly early attack. She left Joe hanging a bit, and now it'll be Wheeler rolling her way around the track for one more victory tonight. Jen Wheeler, your last woman standing here in 2021. Are the fans broken? What happened? Cat 1, 2 men to the rail. The elimination starting now. First rider out next lap. First elimination next time around the track. Late Thurgood, the rider all the way at the back, but he's got the lane to be able to fix it. See if he leaves the rider out at the bottom. "17, Richter. David Richter. It's still Thurgood in the far back corner of the group. So you'll have to do the same thing again and accelerate to find somebody in the middle or at the bottom of the track and eliminate them instead. Might be Chris Wilson in the next tough spot, although we'll see what happens with the rest of the group as they move. 34. Single malt Velos got Haldeman out that time. Still Lather going to get in that same spot, but he's doing well there. See if he can get another rider. 32, it works again. Carl Hofer, 32. So Thurgood for several laps has been getting riders at the back. Let's see if he can do it again. The next rider would be maybe Carl Pratis down in the bottom area of the track. Both Kaiser and Thurgood accelerating over the outside. 58, Carl Pratis. "43, Thurgood. "39, Chris Wilson, 39. Down to 5. "18 is Nick Martinez. Oh, one more to find here. 24, it's in the inside. That's Butler. Good acceleration from all of the riders on that lap, but the outside surprisingly accelerating that time. It's going to leave 3 riders now, and they're going to be seeing 1 to go and a bell. Brendan Russell and Henry Kaiser both making the move towards the front. Kaiser in good form tonight, wants to make a move from the front of this group. He'll take the front and force the response as the bell's ringing. That'll be Robson, found out that time. He'll get 3rd in the race. It's now up to Russell and Kaiser to settle this one. Kaiser finds himself in a tough spot as serving as that lead out for Brandon Russell, who's happy again to find that second spot ahead of the sprint. Brandon Russell with a big turn of speed, and it looks like Kaiser may have already figured out this is not going to work out on this race this time. Brandon Russell will be your last rider standing of the Cat 1-2 men for 2021 as our final elimination for them comes to a finish. Cat 3 men to the rail. One more time around. One more time. Whistle sounded. Elimination start. Next lap. .353 is Confer. Grant Gibson at the furthest back position has the responsibility to get up there. Looks like he's making the move. Who will this leave out? 302 is Ken Dong. Bit of an early volunteer here, but we do have an elimination. It's going to be From Liquid Velo, it's Grant Gibson. Arnoldi found that time. .328 is Ben Flom. 328. .309 is Hyun Lee. Six riders left, working our way to the top five. Peter Snoblin has found himself parked at the front right now, with Joe Spranger unsurprisingly trying to match that and also taking the lead spot. 3-3-7. Mike made a move for it, but it wasn't fast enough. Right. 3-1-2 is Gene Wainwright. Here's our four in the field left. Wade Schultz making a move around the outside. Peter Stillman down the sprinter's lane. Oh, move around the outside. It'll leave out Snoblin. 303 eliminated. Your three riders left now for the top three spots. Joe Spranger, the rider in the front. In the middle of the group is Wade Schultz in the black and the green. Austin Hildreth in the blue for the Country Green Racing Team makes up our top three. They'll be hearing a bell, and a one to go is on the lap cards as we hit the home straight, our second to last race of the night. About ready to wrap up. Here's Joe getting the bell, and the rest of the field rolling at him. There goes Schultz on his big attack. Austin Hildreth had his wheel. Can he hold on to it, though? Doesn't look like he will be able to. He just turns to the right and says, okay, never mind. Wade Schultz, your last rider standing for the Cat 3 men in 2021. That is a warning to 320 for entering the sprinter's lane while occupied. It's a warning to Hildreth for entering the lane while occupied. Frog bikes. Where are we at? So anybody that would like to do a one-lap time trial on the frog bikes, we're doing them. Come on over to the middle of the home straight, and we'll get those started here soon. I imagine we're losing folks kind of quickly. It's a late night, et cetera, et cetera. We've had a good night already. So before I sign off for probably the rest of the night myself, and we just kind of let the camera roll on the fun frog bikes, how about a quick sign off and a thanks for some folks? Since you're all still, most of you are still here and mostly cognizant over there in the beverage garden, can we, I would just like to make sure we thank some people again in person really fast. We have a great team of officials that come out and make racing possible every week. So a big thanks to our officials team for all the great work they're doing to support us. How about our volunteers that come every single day? If we could give them a quick round of applause as well to support our racing that are here in person to help with our bells and checking people in. I want to say a big thanks to Nick up here. Nick Fowler has been a huge support on the live stream. So thank you, Nick, for being a helpful individual and being great on this role and helping with the live stream. We also have a couple of other contracted helpers and whatnot that are around here that are doing a lot of help. But I think one of the easiest ones to thank for a Friday night, wherever Eric is, the absolute switchblade, he'll do anything you ask him to do. Thank you, Eric, for all your awesome help this season. And I know we still have some board members here. This was a challenging year. Thanks for all your hard work in 2021 to make racing possible. All of our riders in the community and all the athletes and myself are incredibly thankful for this opportunity. So thank you for hosting racing this year. And, of course, our program leader and manager of here at the track. Thanks, Amara, for what was an excellent year of racing. A good summer. We appreciate all the work you're putting in to make this happen. We're going to just spend, like I said, a few more minutes of racing here. Frog bikes are going to be starting in just a minute, so I'll get off the mic and it'll be just some fun racing going around the track as we hang out and celebrate and close out the season.